Today, I just thought I'd jump on and talk about grief and loss. For me, today is a significant date, and I want to thank everybody who has been sending messages and just for all your lovely wee comments. Because today is the 6th anniversary of Bill, my hubby's passing, and it made me think of how many people throughout the whole pandemic have been experiencing grief and loss. And I suppose it's something I've never really spoke about and how it affected me. But 6 years ago today, I can tell you that I just was brokenhearted, and that's the easiest way for me to try to explain that. Like, a part of me had been ripped out. Bill and I had been together from 1974. Well, actually before that, we were married in 1974. And I was 17 and Bill was 19. So for over 40 years we were together. We had 5 children, and last count 16 grandchildren, 1 great grandchild. And I suppose some of those children weren't even born when Bill died, but they still talk about their granda, gogs as we call them, as if they knew him. And that's testament to the family keeping Bill's memory alive. But I suppose for those 6 years, I actually didn't know how I was going to get through it. I have never felt pain like it in my life. And as someone had said to me, that's testament to the love that you've had within your relationship, both the receiving of the love and the giving of the love. And it was such a massive part missing from me. And I wrote that because I can't remember the exact quote. I'll have to put it up on my page, but the French have a saying, and in English it means you are missing from me. And when I heard that for the first time, it resonated with me of how I actually felt after losing Bill. That there was a big part of me that was missing. And sometimes I'm asked, how do you do it? The answer is, I don't know. I think what has helped me, I suppose my work, I've been very much into the mental health and strategies to improve your mental health and to help you when you're going through a hard time. But don't mean a shit when you're going through it. It's a whole big different game from me talking to someone and me experiencing it personally. And that's something that I wanted to say too, that there's a lot of models around grief and loss, and I can think of Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who wrote a model to help us understand the process that we go through, and they're really, really useful to help us understand where we are in that process. But I suppose sometimes it's easier to look back and see where you were rather than experience, to explain how you are in the time. I would run a program that would be around grief and loss, and it's healing the heart after loss. And I suppose why I was interested in it, because I knew that my heart needed healed. One of the things that helps me explain grief and loss is to imagine a heart. We have a wee emoji with the crack down the middle of it, and in some ways that helps explain exactly that our heart has been ripped in two. And that heart can be ripped into, sometimes I would talk to people because we think we have to lose someone to do that, but people can experience that because of a loss of a relationship. There's an alarm going off here somewhere. The loss of a relationship, the loss of work, the loss of your body, as you've known it. I'm going to have to turn my alarm off. Excuse me. Yeah, the loss of a relationship as you've known it. And the loss of being the way that you used to be. For me, there were many losses that I never ever thought would happen. Mum and Dad became Mum. Nanny and Gogs became Nanny. Mr. and Mrs. became Mrs. And then you get the title of widow. Didn't like that one. Probably still don't like that one. There's so many, even at the home, which I can now call a home, just felt like an empty house. Places that I used to love to go with Bill became places where before they became special. They became real meaningful to what was going on in our lives, and we shared that experience together. So for a lot of us, when we lose those relationships, even through a breakdown of a relationship, that can happen as well. So I just wanted to jump in and think about that heart that's broke and what we're aiming to do. For a long time we talked about grief as getting over it. You don't get over grief. You don't get over the loss of someone that you love, the breakdown of a relationship. For me, the grief of the loss of Bill, one of the things that I learned to do was try to fill that crack part up. Still stayed broken, but trying to make it a bit more comfortable, recognising that there was a lot of pain there. So I started things like walking, swimming. What else would I have done? Friends. My daughter would have asked me to walk to school. And of course you don't want to see people, so all of that happens too. But eventually you start to make your way through it. And of course you can fall back into that pain place. Now Birdie's starting. Birdie, shh. So I suppose it's about filling the space with something that heals you. Still recognising that the space the person took can't be filled. It has a life-changing event. And what I do now with my time is try to be mindful, always talking about Bill. We have fun and laugh every day. There's always something that he would have done that would have made us laugh. I give thanks today, on this is anniversary, for the love that I experienced from Bill and that I was able to give to Bill. We had an amazing time together. We have a beautiful family that continues to grow, and I give thanks for that. So today, I suppose on year 6, unlike maybe the earlier years, I'm able to give thanks and celebrate the man that I loved and who loved me, and fill up that space. Now don't get me wrong, there's days that, just a song, a smell, a sound, the missing of a voice, it just kind of sets you off your feet again, sets me off my feet again. But really just learning to, I suppose, celebrate life and move on. I don't like that term, move on. Step into the journey of wherever that road takes you, but be kind to yourself. You know, the other thing about a massive loss where there has been love, it's huge. And we forget to love ourselves. Just because someone else loved us, maybe we didn't get so good at loving ourselves. And with a massive loss, we have to do that. And I'm thinking too of my friends who've lost, someone that they loved. And that's very raw and very, very painful. So today, whatever you're doing, celebrate your life too. And maybe the one that you grieve and feel the pain for. I think that's all I wanted to say. Other than, it's about getting up, isn't it? And just having a go at whatever works for us. And it still doesn't mean that we don't feel it. But even to acknowledge that you can move on with that pain. It does feel less, but it's still there. Have a good day. Bye.